Yeah, so I'm a little bit perplexed as to the identity of this person. This person is very talented. They have been playing every season of AoE 4. I don't think they've missed a single one, and they've ranked highly. 79th in Season 1, 31st Season 2, 44th, 33rd, 65th, and then 50th in Season 6. Currently, they are ranked 36th in the world right now. This is a consistently talented individual. I'm not sure exactly who it is. The account shows up as from China. Could probably told me that from their name. It could be someone signing with a VPN. Yui is believed to have stopped playing altogether, so I'm not sure it's them. I'm not sure it's CSO either. I think CSO is more of a recent bloomer. He used to be committed to team games. So, yeah, a little bit puzzled. I'm going to have to research this more. On the other side, this is a known quantity, though. Goly Deckle, kid on the rise. God, how old did we say he was now? 16 years old, I think it is. Really, really young, but really has already learned how to cheese, you know? Guy is from Austria. You'd think he's from France. He loves his cheese so much. Because right now, the moment they buffed HRE with that marching drills, Goly said to me, I'm going for top 10. And you know what he done? Within 2 or 3 days, he hit top 10. He has been reduced more recently. I think he's ranked 70th in the world right now, 77th rather to be specific. He's got about a 57% win rate. But you know, this is a guy that has been improving really quickly. In fact, here's an interesting one for you guys. Season 2 and Season 3, he was Diamond. Season 4, ranked 750th. Season 5, 600th. Season 6, he ranked 157th to finish the season. The kid's on the rise. He's got a very, very promising future ahead of him, and I'm actually impressed to see what he can do in upcoming tournament play. You know what I love is actually RTSs have a reputation as kind of a boomer genre. I think it's a genre that has been relatively dominated by players of the 30-plus range in more recent years, right? Like, you see a lot of these people, late 20s as well. But I love the fact that we've got a new gen coming through that have a lot of talent. I think we've been casting quite a lot of, for example, MSN and Goly Deckle, both of them ranking the top 200. And they are, I think he was 14 years old and 16 years old, respectively. Insanely young. Then you've got Louis MT. That's a known commodity, right? Like, I don't think this is Louis MT's account, by the way, because Louis is searching right now. Louis is only 21 years old. And then you've got the likes of Poppy Paul, Wham as well, who I think are early 20s, right? So although for the time being the absolute pinnacle of play, AoE may still seem to be a StarCraft retirement home, I like that we've got, you know, this fresh breed coming in that don't even have an experience in different RTSs. Like, I'm pretty sure Goly, this is his first RTS. This little Fisher Prize, my first RTS moment. Right now, he's looking to exploit to the maximum. Interesting matchup as well, right? HRE versus Delhi. This is a matchup that once upon a time was really, really good for HRE. It was before the Ghazi introduction. You would just spam Men at Arms and then eventually go Castle Age, and your opponent couldn't do anything about it. I think the matchup has changed in more recent times, though. Like the Delhi, once they got the Ghazi Raiders, they had a solution. Ghazi plus Archers forms quite a strong army. But now, ever since the marching drills changed, HRE have looked on another level. I do feel like this is still a good matchup for Delhi, depending on the map. And considering this Lipany spawn, I think it's the right map. This is criminal. What? He basically has this escape route, and then it's this and this, which, by the way, you can just wall down to this. This might be one of like the easiest Delhi wins I've seen in a long time. I'm starting to remember why we use our own Lipany for tournaments. This is atrocious. Goly Deckle now actually helping him along the way by walling himself in. Men at Arms are coming, but we already see the Ghazi being prepped. This is pretty standard transitional play from Delhi, right? They'll go from stables into archer range. They'll already have the blacksmith drop because you need to get into the steel arrow for the archer timing. And then those archers will be able to shred with Men at Arms. So it's really important that Goly actually preps his own archer range, double archer range, in fact, and gets into blacksmith techs at a reasonable timing. The cool thing about HRE that makes them compete fairly well against these passive tech unlocks is they have a 40% better economy. And as you see the Delhi switch away from Ghazi, that's where you're going to leverage that economy better. You can have 40% more wood, right? Your opponent's archers are going to be 20% better with attack speed, but with the movement speed increase that you have and the extra mass, there is a way that HRE can win this nowadays. The interesting thing, though, is like in these type of games, if a Delhi player can stay on Ghazi, it's kind of better. Because right now, you're getting a 35% increased gathering rate there, right? It's still going to be weaker than sheep, right? Sheep versus berries. And this 40% gathering rate is still bigger. But this point in the game, like moving out of those initial sacred sites with a fugazi, that's where I'd say H3 can be quite a bit weaker. Wait, I'm sorry. Am I seeing Arcagnello just flaming H3 pickers? Yeah, you can tell his Roos is losing to H3 at the moment. Dude, you literally pick Roos. You pick the most competitively viable Civ in the entire world. I'm not... Dude, no one's getting away. Like, I'm loading my gun and I'm shooting shots here, all right? I ain't letting anyone get away from Judgment. Archer's now on the way from the deli. Santi is coming in a few seconds. And we should be seeing a quick wall up here. Like, sometimes you try to avoid doing walls, right? Because it's very expensive. It keeps you away from extra production. But if I see an H3 player playing the most old-school H3 style, which is, me like infantry, ugh, then walls don't really get more valuable than this. Not in this matchup. Scout also going to get denied. That could be a big deal if you get the final wall. Unfortunately, the choke point did work against him in that situation. But Goly, like, what's his win condition? What does he envision it being here? Because he's going for that mass men-at-arms thing we talked about. He's going to look to, what, go 30 to 40 men-at-arms and then either force a fight or go for a tech up. It's a good position to find yourself in. It's interesting that he didn't go for archers whatsoever, though. That was not something I was expecting here. He will need to rush Undermesh, though. He should be expecting archers. There's no way that a Delhi player just does Ghazi against you now. Your spawn is way too defensive, and also there's too much value in these walls. Value that Teal is now going to take. So, funnily enough, when you get a Lipany spawn like this, the value in this wall is as big as a wall on Cliffside. You remember how I say, like, walling the ramp is actually like a GG? Same kind of feeling here. Like, you just don't have mobility around this. You have to waste a lot of time torching through. It's such a game changer to have this. So, Goly, I actually feel like, and this is going to sound weird to say, but Burgrave is very delicious right now. The idea of Burgrave to just rapidly end the game, because Regnitz almost feels like a bait. You're going to be side investing to get relics in a game where you're against an all-in type Delhi player who has very, very strong map control. There's something quite spicy about Burgrave here. You've already got the farms to kind of support it as well. You've got berries, you've got back deer. Like, there is actually a way that, weirdly enough, Burgrave plays a lot better here. I usually do prefer it when you go double scout and get a heavy sheep haul, but I actually think it gives him a very aggressive timing down the center. And usually when you see this many men-at-arms, you'd think Burgrave has little value. That's not true. It has extended value as the game goes on, right? Because the whole logic is you're going to immediately upgrade this army, and then you're going to keep wave after wave coming behind it. And mass men-at-arms will be everything the Delhi are doing right now. Goly losing the scout, though. So a little bit blind to what's coming next, but it should be pretty obvious, right? It's going to be Archer Ghazi all the way until the cows come home. I love how this turned into people moaning about English all of a sudden. How's that? Relic keep buffing the 1 out of 10 effort civs? Is that true? They buff China. I hate China, but I can't say it's a 1 out of 10 effort. It's a 1 out of 10 for build diversity, but... Delimas is getting pretty big here. Goly is definitely saving up. So we're on our way towards Castle Age here. He's marching in the back of the men-at-arms. Unfortunately, he's a little bit slow to react there. The Delhi player, big mistake made here by Teal. Teal did not actually get the textiles. Army's away from home in the meantime. Like, funnily enough, the best thing that the Delhi could do right now is send the Ghazi into the enemy base. I wouldn't even react to this right now. I just keep running, and I'd send the Ghazi in. Like, you've got short ramp. They're making a huge blunder here right now. Oh, no. And Regnitz is on the way. This is a lesson. This is an educational moment, guys. When you see yourself in this type of position, your army is that close to the enemy base, you go in. You don't react like this. This is a wasted opportunity. Every villager you lose, if you kill one of theirs, it's a 1 to 1.4 exchange because their villagers are so much more valuable than yours. Men-at-arms have at least been mopped up though. Goly, wait, what the did he just send them all in? Okay, so that is not your atypical way to play those men-at-arms in that situation. I think Goly, he has to understand that army never wins. So what you want to do is you want to spread out and idle everything. And then when the Delhi player comes back, it takes him twice as long to mop up. Because now you have this awkward situation, right? You've got Regnates on the way. When the castle up completes, the enemy army is going to be at your doorstep. And the first relic won't even be grabbable here. Wow. You know, I still stand by my guns that I think the Delhi player could have peeled some of the Ghazi and went in. He didn't need to send them all home. Like, archers plus a few Ghazi would have worked there. But this is insane. Goly gave him the direct fight, actually walked straight to him, and now he's going to be walking himself straight to the unemployment office because he's definitely not going to be getting paid for this job. Woo! Villagers getting grabbed now. Ghazi, need to be careful of the second wave of spearmen coming through. Archers are now walling up. So maybe a little bit suboptimal there. The Delhi player decided to set the walls up instead of going in with the army. But now behind this, a very easy tech choice for them. Ghazi will hide behind the wall. And all of a sudden, Gully's going to look like a bit of a plonker. He's like, oh no, my one weakness, walls. In more than one way, because we have got sacred sites ticking down right now. We've got Goly distracted on the south side of his base, and we've got an HRE Regnates player with 0 relics to play for. Not just that, it's about to get worse, guys. Tech up's on the way. The Delhi player should be moving for all relics right now. I'm not liking this detail, actually. They are only now pulling the first out. You should be sending scholars to the south side. Like, it's actually worth ungarrisoning these archery ranges to secure these south relics. These are the ones that you're worried that Gully's going to get. Instead, though, he chooses to layer the walls like he's making a cake. So how does Gully now win? I can tell you how he could have won, and it's Burgrave. I do stand by it that the Burgrave would have done a lot of work here. And now, I mean, you know, hindsight is 2020, but with the way you lost that fight, you were likely to lose map control now. You have the situation where you've got a Regnates that has no economical value. So Gully has very big problems now. He's going to burn through the central wall. He can try to break out, but there's already an army marching to meet him, right? And in fact, although some of them are still far away, keep in mind that premium troops are now coming out. Crossbows being queued up, lancers as well. And right now, Goly has barely any spears to speak of. Six sites are at least being decapped, Skull's being taken away there, but you can already see that Delhi players returning 3 relics home as we speak. This 4th one really should be being grabbed, and it looks like he's moving for it now. Oh no! Dude, this teal player is so damn good. He's just read and countered the HRE greed perfectly here. That double wall makes it impossible to break through in time. You could even wall load to just slow him down. In fact, he might well do that. Moves up now. Oh, this is dangerous. Goly walked into a choke point. Goly? Goly? No! Second one comes in. GG gets called. Dude, I do not know who Teal is, but this guy is Gigabrain. The moment he saw his opponent walk down into that choke point, he knew there was no quick pull away. Goly may be talented, but whoever this is, they are talented and experienced.